Alright lads and lasses, welcome along, something for the weekend. Tell you what, like, this New York data set, it's awesome. I'm loving it so much. Last video that we're going to do on it, mind. Then we'll get on to some, find another data set, find something new to do. Aye, but this one, what a cracker. I tell you. So we've had a look at it, as you know, we've gone through all our steps. We've had our model, we've done some really quick builds, deliberately using just drag and drop measures, not even using the quick measures. What I'm going to do with the next data set is we're just going to use the quick measures and we'll push it through and see how that goes. And then after that, the third data set that we'll do, that's when we'll crack into some real DAX, I think. Eh? So let's keep going, keep up with this, see how you feel about it, and we'll keep going. Eh? So we've done the build now. I've got a report set built. I can publish that up. When I've done that, that's got me my primary report. That you can see, my primary report. The next thing you can also do, remember with Power BI, is you can start adding secondary reports. So I can connect a new Power BI desktop file to my original data set and build more reports off that. And then because I've got all these reports, I'll probably have to put in some dashboards to actually start to visualize all these reports and then act as like a menu system, so I know what I'm doing. But all of a sudden, I hope you can start to realizing is the penny starting to drop, you know, them tuppence is starting to drop a bit. I've suddenly got something that's got a built-in continuous improvement cycle. And that's what I find with Power BI. Everywhere we deploy it, every project that we're leaving, people are already starting to think, right, I've got a data set, I've got a data model. Oh, I need a new report. And it's like, well, you can connect your report to that data set and it'll get you like 90% of the way today. Is that where you want to go, or do you want to start afresh? And again, oh, I'll go with that. That sounds like a pretty good plan, that. But I need to get the rest at some point. So we're like, all right, no worries. We'll bring in the extra columns. How's about that? Does that float your boat? Tick the boxes? Aye, champion. The job's a good one. All of a sudden, it's there. You're not suddenly saying, oh, I need to start from scratch every time. You're able to go and pick that up. And the more work you do and the bigger this data set gets, the more encompassing it becomes. Not only is it serving more reports and so giving more value to your business, but all of a sudden, new questions that are asked, new queries, new workloads are out like that comes out. It's all built in. There's no, oh, I've got to start from scratch with this. Right, where am I getting that data from? Oh, I need something over there. I need to know, like, shoe sizes. I need to know hair colour. And I need to know favourite snack food. You know, if that's all there in your core data set, you didn't need to. I can't think what kind of company I'd be working for with all them stuff in my data sets. But, you know, you get the point. You find out over time your business has everything. You might start with a sales report. That's going to then lead on. You might do a manufacturing report. What are we building? What are we selling? Them two, starting to link them together. You've got a full sales pipeline. You might add in your warranty support afterwards. You might add in your R&D. We're developing products, so we know what products we're going to be selling when we've got a load of products also coming out of warranty. It all starts to fit together and you suddenly have this really rich data environment, and suddenly, before you know it, your business has become data driven. It's like a revelation, isn't it? So have a look and see what happened anyway. Let's crack on, So I ended up having to cheat a bit, because I'm a bit of a cheater bix, but also a little bit of showing you, you know, what's available in the future. So what I did, if you remember, we've got this. You can pick your dates. I thought it'd be nice if we could see what the date range is. So I've set up a measure that at the top here it tells you what your date range is. So I've picked the dates from here until then. And I can, you know, that's all good, that, isn't it? That's nice bit of work there. I think put that in a calculations table. So I've got a separate table for my measures, and as you can see, it's like showing a little different icon. So it's my measures icon, and I've put it in a dynamic titles group. So at some point in the future, I'll show you how all this is done. But if you're really interested, I'll put the DAX for this measure in with the video. Put it in the description below. Right, have a look. While you're down there, why not click like and subscribe and all that stuff. hit the little bell icon as well if you want to get some notifications about when I'm next doing something. And the other thing, of course, is maybe in future data set, I might do a live build. I might just, find a data set, avoid looking at it until we do a live, let's do this kind of report. But we'll have a crack on. So I've got that measure written. I've got these things done here. I've put the filters on this page, right? And I've put them like the borough, your year. I'm sure I keep changing that to basic filter and it keeps turning back. I'll keep checking that. And month name, yeah? The reason why I've put those there is for the mobile report version. So for the mobile report version, what I've done is I've just set this page up, and I thought it'd be really useful to just have a nice little page summary. And in my little mind's eye, I've got like an inspector who's going around inspecting what's going on. And he, she, they may want to go out and have a look. So it'd be nice for them, open the mobile phone, have a look at it, and you can pick a month and a year and a borough. So if they're saying, oh, I'm going to be in Brooklyn and I want to know who was inspected in Brooklyn in the last 12 months or in the last year, you can do that. So I thought that makes sense to me. So I've set those up. And in the mobile app, on the bottom, right in the middle, you've got a little filter icon. So you click the filter icon and it brings up a little pane, full screen pane, pick your filters, and then you can go back and then the report pages are set up for you. So I thought, this makes perfect sense to do. This is genius. What a champion idea. Awesome. So we've got that. That's the mobile report setup. So again, quick, easy, nothing too difficult. All the rest of this was still just built with dragging and dropping some stuff. I've retouched a few things, and if you remember, one of the things I said I would do your last video was I set up some buttons here. So you've just got some icons showing you what's going on with this. I've had a look into it, and the analytes, they all come back as 2, and I'm pretty sure it's like the water hardness level in UK terms. So I didn't know what to do with it, so I've just left them as amber. But you can get the picture. We can gan through, we can build these up. Some of them, these ones here, for example, these are all no, because it's fine. It's saying the result of it was fine. There's no issues with the overflow pipes. They are fine, no issue found, so it's green. Whereas for some of these, where we're saying you got to check the overflow pipes, I checked the overflow pipes. No, there's no issue. Yeah, so yeah, no. So I've had to split it into 3 different charts for these. And remember, for some of the bigger sites, you might have loads and loads of inspections, which is why we've got these big things going across to the right-hand side. This is what site summary, and we'll see then when those inspections took place. Got the inspector summary, see what the inspectors have been doing. Where've the inspectors gone? Hi. Inspecting the decks, checking out what's going on there. And then lastly, I've built something for just an individual inspection. And this is kind of one of them, this is where we'd need to do some more work, isn't it? So I might say, I want to know specifically what happened on this specific inspection. And I can say, right, I want to know who it was who carried it out. I want to know who it was who tested it. I want to know exactly where it was. Is there more information we can get out there? Can we get signatures? Can we get little JPEGs of who signed the document to say, I have done the inspection, I've done that. This is that kind of a page where I want that real grassroots level detail. And I thought it really useful to get down to a specific inspection to see really what happened in it. Because as you can see, because we're starting to show different colours with these, if we find something that's a red, that would be a really, oh, hey, who was involved in that? And I can have a look, I can sample you, show you what I mean. Right, let's have a look at this report. If we click away from it, pick one of these, and I'm now number 540. Had a bad day. That was going to 540, so just picking this, imagine we'd found inspection 540, and we can see, maybe it's not 540, have I forgotten which number it is? I forgot what number it is. So we can check and we can find out, so we can click away, we can get our list, and we can gan through, and on our number 560 is an example where there was an issue. So if we scroll down, don't go too fast past it, we'll find number 560. It's always difficult with these page level filters, well not page level filters, these like drill through reports. You can't just pick and choose, you've got to kind of scroll up and down through them. So we couldn't search. But 560 we can see E. coli was found, the GAN's red. So we might want to do other stuff like this, in this report, this visual level here, you might want to have different tiles just to make it even clearer. E. coli, no, or yes, it was found, it was present. What was the levels? Does the levels matter for something like that? Is there a threshold? All these kind of things you'd probably look to build up. You know, instead of having a chart, have a name for that. Who was that? Which company was it? Who tested it? All that information. So continual improvement would definitely be a help work on this, make it better, wouldn't it? Let's get some more information in it. Aye, makes sense. Job's a good one. Champion. So what does it look like in the Power BI service? So here we can, yeah? And remember I've got my Power BI workspace here. So I can click on the workspace, we can have a look at it. You can see the lineage of it, where it's built from. So you can see we've got the CSV file that we had, and we've got the support data table that I built. And the support data table, if you remember, all that was just all the information trying to aggregate up properly all the typos and the spelling mistakes and the non-standardization on the testing companies and the inspection companies' details. And then that's flowing up into a report. And if we open the report, you'll see it's exactly the same as what it was you saw before. Alright, so here we're looking at the Borough of Staten Island, because I was playing around on my phone. We can switch back to the old report. I can pick what I need and get some information out of it. Aye, so it's all good. It works really easily. And the idea being, I could say, oh, I want to know about Manhattan. Oh, I want to know the inspections that these ISEX brothers have done. So I can hold down the control key and I can click on it. And we'll say, oh, they've only done a few of these people. These Environmental Building Solutions SLC or LLC. So I can click on there and then it'll show me the filters down. And I can get in the location report and see actually what's happened here. So here we've had 2 inspections done. All that information, it's all good. It's all at my fingertips now. I'm not reaching through and scrolling around and trying to have a, struggling to get what I need. It's all just there. Yeah, that was quick. So that was quick, that was easy. Hit back to the default filters here. All good. This is where Power BI really starts to step into its own. Being able to do this, being able to move forward really quickly and easily has done a world of difference. If you remember, I started here with a spreadsheet. Now I could have been dragging and dropping, trying to all right, 2 pivot tables. Suddenly I've got something, and I think we can all agree it's maybe taking us a couple of hours to do. Hi, it's not taking a long period of time, a couple of hours, I've got something. I've got something as well that's going to help us go, oh, do you know what the next step needs to be? Because we can get the next step. We can get on here and go, oh, I want to drill through into the inspector details, see all the inspections these people have done. We can see how they've performed in terms of results. And then at some point as well, we can decide we're going to drill through and see what happened at this particular inspection. So all of this starts to work, and it's stopping being about, oh, how do I access the data? It's now about, how can I make this more powerful for the people who need to see what's going on? And I'm at the point of, this is where Power BI becomes a game changer really for a business. Because now we're not asking, how can I get? We're like, wait, how do I display this more efficiently? Because I've got the data now, man. I want to, and then it leads to that next layer down, isn't it? So that next layer, that spreadsheet wasn't giving me this information. What do I need to do to get that information? I've got an inspection name. ID, I've got something that's going to help us. How do I pull these together and start really understanding what's going on? All of that information comes through the constant improvement and the continual improvement cycles that you wrap around your Power BI model. So don't ever be thinking, oh, we've published this up, that's it, we're done, job done, I didn't need to do more with it. If you're doing that, you ain't doing Power BI right, and you're not doing yourself any justice. Have a look at what you've done and say, oh, how can I make this better? What's the next thing? What would make this look even more awesome to me colleagues? And you'll suddenly find that Power BI is just blowing people's minds, because it allows them to do this. And then if you remember, all they need to do is to go into Power BI desktop. And if we're going back to a Power BI desktop here, and we're going to File and New, and from here, all I have to do is hit me Get Data, go to my Power Platform, Power BI Data Set, Connect, and I can choose my New York water inspections, and suddenly I can create report content. And the best thing is, as long as someone's got access to that data set, they can do this work. So if you've got Power BI Premium and they've got a free subscription, heck, me doing this with a free subscription. If you got Pro, you need lots of Pro licenses, that's fine too. You know, there's going to be a cut-off where you're going to work out, you know, it's too expensive to stay all, to be all Pro, or it kind of make more sense to go on Premium, or you might have embedded or something like that. The options are there, but it's still relatively cheap. Even a Pro-only environment, you know, I mean, $120 a year. You can't turn around and say $120 a year for the level of business insights that we can get out of this. Oh, it's a bit of a waste of money, that, isn't it? You know, you can kind of, you understand that. Suddenly it just makes, it's a compelling little argument. They can come, they can connect, I could build me reports, I could just drag and drop, and I can see, oh, I see there's this measure here, I could put this on my page, I could make it a little title because this needs to be a title, because that's, well, nah, it's a title because it says it's in the dynamic titles thing. All my stuff, it just flows through. People didn't have to worry about how to build reports, how to do anything. It becomes drag and drop. So that's about as far as I really want to go with dataset 4. I mean, I hope you can see we've got tons of areas that if we were doing this in like the real world of business, we could really push this to the next level. And I think that's always going to be one of them limitations that I'm going to find with these kind of free data sets, is kind of it's a self-contained little package. So we can do what we can do, and then we're going to be kind of stuck, aren't we? We're going to be like, oh, I don't know how to expand that further. So it's disappointing for me, but we'll pick another data set, and this time we're going to focus on a way of getting you through and teach you how to use the quick measures down here. So I have to have a look and see what them quick measures are, mind. But we'll get all that pulled together, and it'll be awesome. And I'll have to announce what we're doing with the next one. And then, yeah, put some comments down below. Let us know if you've got any ideas for a data set that you'd want us to use, or of course, if you'd be interested in me doing a full live one. Probably be about a 2-hour stream or something like that. But I'm happy to do like a live, right, here's the data set, what are we going to do? And if I'll probably have to have a look at it first, mind, if we're going to do like a live stream. But I'd like to just not do as little as possible up front, but just kind of show you the mindset that goes on, how me think goes on with it, how we work through it, yeah? But for now, stay safe, have a great weekend.